My name is James Harris, and I pastor at Trenches Community Church in Kalamazoo, Michigan. In partnership with Urban Alliance, Group Violence Intervention, and our community, we will be providing for you a documentary in 5 episodes concerning the pain our community is experiencing because of gun violence. Our goal is to change the narrative from taking the life of a person to cultivating the life of our brothers and sisters. CDC reports 45,000 people died from gun violence in 2020, a 15% increase from 2019. That's more than 125 people that die every day from gun violence. Gun violence has escalated to unprecedented heights around our world and right here in our own city. As of mid-October, the Kalamazoo Department of Public Safety reported 13 gun-related homicides and 62 non-fatal shootings in 2021. All of us are being impacted by gun violence, and our community wants to eradicate it because of the insurmountable pain that's being produced. One thing I'm noticing about the pain of gun violence is this: whether it's the victims or the perpetrators, pain on many occasions can birth purpose. What you are going to experience over the next several months is the voice of people who are experiencing this pain and have allowed that pain to birth an assignment. Hopefully, you will feel their pain and it will encourage you to help our city become a safer place to live. Remember this: hands are meant to heal and not to kill. Man, I've been waiting on this conversation with my fellas. Man, it's good to have you guys here. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, sir.
You know, I so often just think about like the amount of wisdom around this table. I always say that you guys have a Ph.D. in the streets. You know, so I just want to just go around the table real quick. Like, man, how many years did you do in prison or in jail? You know, B, what how many years you do?
I did a couple years in Michigan, a couple years in Arkansas. I haven't been back on each. I didn't make a lot of mistakes, but they most definitely cost me.
Yeah, so 4 years. All right.
Yeah. Yep, and then mine was 2 to 5, and I ended up doing 2.5 in Jackson.
Okay.
Man, that made mine seem like a lot.
So how many?
I got a total of like 20, almost 21.
21 years?
Did 15 the first time, you know. Second time did 29 months, like 2.5. I just went back and did 2.5, and then I did a year, and I'm out on this. So about 20, 21.
Yeah. What about you, JD?
Man, I got about 40 years in. No, I got 9 years in the system, man.
9 years, and then you got other GVI participants. You know, Boo Boo done did what, 12, and then Mike what?
Yeah,
Mike did
a couple.
10.
No, Mike Monroe did 15.
Oh, Mike
did 15.
And Wilder did.
Yep, he did a couple years. He been in jail.
Wilder did 7.5 altogether.
Altogether.
Okay, wow. And that's almost, you know how many years that is?
Rod the Ruler did 20
Yeah.
in the feds.
So that's almost like 75 years of wisdom around this table.
I got 20, Rob got 20, and Boy got 15. That's 60, that's 40, that's 55 right there.
Yeah.
With Boo Boo 12,
Yeah.
that's 65 right there.
So you might as well add my hour in. I went to jail for an hour.
That's a good thing. I wish we was grown like that so that we wouldn't go to jail. But unfortunately, the system wasn't like that. Like the police tell us about numbers then, so they just grabbed us up.
Yeah, I did a half hour or something like that. Hey, so fellas, we in the war room.
Yeah.
Okay, the war room. What's the war room? What happens in this room?
War room like Vegas. What happens in the war room stays supposed to stay in the war room.
Great things happen in the war room, man. You know, it got its name from Mike. Me and Mike, we got a dead body between us. We warred on the streets. We got a dead body between us, you know what I'm saying? And we was peace during war, you know what I'm saying? And he knew, you know, captivating, doing great things with GVI. You know what I'm saying? He wanted a war room. He knew them guys out there had the same mentality of war that we had. You know what I'm saying? Gunned up, get more money because it's gonna be a war, got blood to shed, send some guys out there to die about our cause. The real cause was another man's ego. So we created this room to break that. You know what I'm saying? We created this room to break that thing on us that we support, that we, glorify. You know what I'm saying? That's what goes on in the war room.
Yeah, anybody else want to chime in on what's the war room?
That to me, it's the room. It's the room where you have your wars without guns. You have your, you come down here, because I done heard when I first started coming down here, I done heard Mike and the chief down here. Mike was talking to the chief like he was a dude off the, listen, whoa. And I had to ask Mike, he like, we in the war room. When we come to the war room, we have the same war that these young guys have with the guns. We just use them with words to try to fight and better. And to me, the war room, it provides the same thing that it provides on the street with just a different outcome and a different mindset. Because the war that they fighting with these guns and stuff, we fight the same war here. We just use it with words and our angle different, so.
So you guys basically kind of teaching individuals how to war without using, physical violence.
War with a positive outcome.
Or even with strategies like this.
Most definitely, chessboard.
So man, I've been around. I'm young in the game, But since I've been down here, man, I've seen the work that you guys have done. And it's mind-boggling, So man, you've done a lot of work in the city, right? So I know this is gonna be hard for you, right? But in one sentence, explain to me like what type of work do you do in the city, man? So I want to just give each and every one of you an opportunity just in one sentence, and then out of that one sentence, we're gonna have a paragraph out of between the four of you guys. So again, what type of work have you done, and how does that look to you? How's that defined?
Let me start it off. I'm gonna say the work we do in the city, we create hope. We are embodiments of hope. We do outreach, we boots on the ground, we go out there, we come up with strategies, we utilize law enforcement to target specific people, and we try to deter them from gun violence, we try to deter them from prison. So that's a part of the work we do in the city.
All right.
Yeah, I think, I agree with us being the boots on the ground. The stuff we do is it's one of my favorite sayings is that we will be called rebuilders of the ruins, right? The same streets that we once tore down, we're out here rebuilding them now. And I think it's a blessing because we get to utilize, I always heard if you learn from your mistakes, that makes you a smart man. But if you learn from somebody else's mistakes, that makes you a wise individual. And so, like you said in the beginning, like there's so much wisdom that can come from the pain and the tribulations that we've endured throughout the years, and to be able to teach that and instill into the next individual for them to learn from our mistakes, it'll help us install wisdom into the next generation. So I think the work we're doing is phenomenal. The words that are going to be said even today in this meeting won't even amount to what it really is.
Yeah, speaking about some of that work, like I've heard this word customs, and I've heard what you guys do at customs. So B, can you tell us a little bit about customs? Because I just think that's an amazing approach to just really try to assist individuals as they trying to make these transitions and adjustments in society.
Well, our customs that we do, they have us go out and we talk to an individual after he has been involved in like some type of activity with gun violence, whether he's the victim or the suspect. And it's one of the ways of offering them a way out, offering them some different type of resources in the city. And it's crazy that we don't have a broader media set where it could be advertised before something bad happens. You know what I'm saying? And we're working on that right now. But the custom kind of directs them towards entities such as Urban Alliance who have things going on that can help them progress in life versus support the struggle. You know what I'm saying? So that custom goes out, it makes you aware of what type of watch you're under. It makes you aware of the activities that you're involved in right now. It's being tuned in by, media such as the police, you know what I'm saying, or federal. Some of them, may have some bigger charges or something going on. And it tries to get you to a position where we can help with that. You know, we can offer you a way out. So what do you need? You know, we don't have a set direction and tell you, go this way. We come and see you. You know, we want to know who we're dealing with. How can I just help you with your life? What you miss? What can get you to put that gun down and do something
And
different?
it ain't even have, so I had a custom done when I came home. So what a custom do, what it do before anything, because this what it did to me. It captured your attention. It make you be like, the custom that was done on me when I came home, my stepdaughter came to the door and was like, it's police people at the door. I almost shot out the back. What? But I had to think, like, I just got home, I couldn't have possibly did nothing. But when Mike and them came in there, for the first 2 minutes, everything they said went in and out there. Like, man, oh, y'all the police. I didn't even give it a chance. And then after I heard them keep talking, they offered me their cards and they was talking about this and they talked about that. But what did happen is when they left, I sat there just twirling in the car, looking like, I ain't never had nothing like this happen before. Like, what if they telling the truth? And for probably about 2 or 3 months, I blew it off. But for some reason, I kept the car because it was making sense. I didn't even know what to call it. A lot of people sometimes just need a reason to do better.
Yeah.
That's it. We find reasons to do all the wrong things. And sometimes people just need to be told something instead of asked. You tell somebody, this what you could do, this what you do, and they need a reason. So when I kept every one of them cars, and one day I just came down here. And I met Chris, and I ain't left since. That was a year ago. And all that custom did was, the custom was so powerful because it was like JD said one time, they kind of made him go to my meeting. Mike, they didn't come there and make me do nothing. They said, brother, this is here if you need it. Yeah. And I looked at people that looked it like me. Mike, I'm looking, okay, this ain't just the police, this Mike. Like a JD, these people that look like me. And they was like, listen, bro, if you want to get out, you're coming out home, fresh start. If you need to come on. I took the cars and I just sat there looking at the cars all night. And for some reason, I kept them in my wallet. And one day I just said, yeah, I got the chief police card in my, man, let me go out here and see. And literally, I haven't left since. It's been a year. Yeah, right. And that's what customs do. Customs give you a reason to try it. Because without that customs, I would have never came to Urban Alliance without that custom.
That's what's so dope about the customs. Like growing up, we didn't have nobody come knock on our door and be like, look, the police bothering you. Or you went to some type of trouble, we know what's going on. Stop. I ain't get no warnings. When I was getting in trouble, open the door up, come on up. They never gave me a chance to turn my life around. They never gave me the opportunity to do something better. Yeah. So, that's why I like the things that's going on now, the narrative is different.
My name is David Boyson, Deputy Chief at Kalamazoo Public Safety. Our group violence intervention strategy involves 3 partners. Each partner is equally important and has their own role to play in the strategy. So it's law enforcement. We as public safety are one piece of the strategy, but it's also community and street outreach team, and then social services, which is Urban Alliance, which is our social service lead. GVI is group violence intervention, and is what it is. It's a carefully designed strategy to help reduce arrest, reduce incarceration, and increase the safety of our community. It's about keeping people safe, alive, and out of prison. And it's that partnership working together, because we know in law enforcement we can't do it alone. We need the community with us, we need social services with us. We all got to be on the same page working together, and that's the best way. So group violence intervention is really a balance between outreach and enforcement. That's what makes it so effective. Since we started this, and we've been working on the group violence intervention strategy, really we've been slowly implementing it since 2013. Isaac brought this to the city's attention way back in 2011 to start looking into this model that they heard of with David Kennedy and the ceasefire, Operation Ceasefire from Boston. And so they brought David Kennedy here to look at this strategy. And it's taken several years to get the funding in place to get it up and running. So we started implementing it in 2013, and by 2016, we were fully up and running with the National Network for Safe Communities and really implementing all aspects of that strategy, and identified our partners, and we've been building it ever since. Our group violence intervention coordinator, Michael Wilder, has been a key component of that, of building the team, and especially our street outreach workers. So to me, that's what I'm most encouraged about. It's taken us many years to get to where we are now, but we have a core group of street outreach workers that can communicate with people that we never have been able to communicate with before in the past. So if you look at gun violence, we know that a very small number of people drive the majority of the gun violence. Well, street outreach, with that team that we have built, they're able to go out there and talk to these folks and do interventions and mediations that we've never been able to do before. So now is what I'm most encouraged about, is we are getting young men that are actually engaged in this behavior, that are coming to the war room here at Urban Alliance. They're engaging with these guys, and it's helping turn their lives around in ways we could have never done before. So our street outreach team, to me, is really what makes GVI special. And the fact that those street outreach workers have the courage to stand with law enforcement and work with us in partnership is really a game changer, and is very unique, and we're fortunate to have such partnerships.
I know your mind is racing 100 miles an hour. Sweaty, confused, adrenaline, heart beating very fast. You're not in the right state of mind, because if you was, the decision you about to make, you wouldn't make. Your life is about to change for the rest of your life in a matter of seconds. You about to commit an act that you can't take back. This decision you will have to live with will affect you for the rest of your life. Again, the rest of your life. It's not you pulling that trigger. A conscious person wouldn't. Tell me what you worth, freedom or imprisonment. Think about the cell, an 8x10 room with no windows. You told when to eat, when to sleep, bathe, sometimes even when to talk. Your thoughts will overwhelm you. Depression will overtake you. The closest you will get to your family or your loved ones is a hug or a handshake. You'll receive letters, maybe some money or a phone call. You can't watch your kids grow up. It's no graduations. It's no birthdays. It's only thoughts of what it'll be like to be there. Just thoughts. When you look in the mirror, will you recognize the boy who once had dreams? Will you see the young man who wanted to be something? What's your life worth? A letter to myself. Keno Neighbors.
This is a difficult one for me, you know, and I know you guys might not have an answer to this, but I mean, at least we can try. Like, man, why do we keep killing each other, man? What's up with that? Like, you know, why do we devalue life?
You just said it, the value. A lot of people know the price of everything, but don't know the value of nothing. The value of life, especially amongst black people. Mm-hmm. The way we been indirectly taught and brought up doesn't really ever teach us to value our life more than a dollar, because people will kill for the dollar. I think we were just talking about it, and I was being funny about the whole wild animal thing. Every culture, every species, or however you want to call it, have purpose, but human beings. Wild animals kill for a purpose. Lions don't see things and kill it and walk away. They kill to feed their family. They kill because they're hungry. And I said it to y'all playing that if you walk past a lion in the jungle that was eating, he wouldn't pay you no attention because he have no reason to kill. Right. Nowadays, we kill, there's no purpose, there's no reasoning. We lost that reasoning. Back in the day, people had enough sense to at least try to hide and do it. People had enough sense to at least wear a mask and do it. Nowadays, a kid will come in the store and gun you down in front of everybody and be surprised when he get caught.
Ain't that something?
Because there's no reason no more, and we lost the value of life.
Yeah, those morals and values.
We lost our reasoning and we lost our value of life, because I'm gonna tell y'all something. People tell you this, oh, that guy crazy. That guy crazy. That guy ain't crazy, that guy just make dumb decisions. People mistake making dumb decisions and being, as they call it, stupid, which I don't believe the word, but making dumb decisions as he's crazy. That's not crazy. This is what's crazy. If I thought about what I was finna do and said to myself, I'm finna go in this store, shoot this guy in the middle of the store. I know it's cameras. I know it's people gonna watch me, and then they gonna catch me in due time, and I'm gonna go spend the rest of my life in prison. And I still go shoot him, then I am crazy. That's crazy. People mistake, people don't, the value, man, we just the value of life is like the dollar is more important than life now.
Yeah, so what you thinking, B? Like, why we keep killing each other, man?
We was groomed to do this, man. You know what I'm saying? Everything we ever had, we had to fight for it. You know what I'm saying? Every door that we tried to go into because we saw the next man go into, whether he was white or black, they made us give a why on we being here. They made us prove ourselves to be here. Anything, name it. This stuff was systemically written before you or I was even born. So we can't play like we don't know what the issue is here. You know what I'm saying? We have no power. We have no control. JD told me the other day, he said, man, don't you know we call minorities, but we the biggest group? Why I can't, when I take my daughter to the orthodontics and she ride past all them big houses, why I can't live out there? You think I ain't never filled out application to get out there? So we playing with what we were left with, man. And emotions are at the bottom of this melting pot from people that went through something, that tried to raise me and they was going through something. You know, they issue a medication out for most of these parents to get through their day, but we send our kids to school to go through the same things and they have to do it raw. They have to. And then you know what the answer is? Once they feel like they dropping their kid off to school and pulling off and leaving them to get raised, they say, well, your son is hyper, your daughter is hyper, we need to put her on the medication as well. So now you done turned everybody into a human swipe card, so it's deep, Pastor. You know what I'm saying? You can't ask a guy like me because I know ain't no money and no cures. When they call me in the room and they say, we got $1 million for gun violence, well, really? Because you're making billions off us as people. You know what I'm saying? To the point where ain't gonna be nothing left but money. Ain't gonna be nobody can be pressed the phone left, but it's still a phone there for you now. You know what I'm saying? So it's deeper than that, Pastor. When you ask a guy like me that what ignited us to gun violence, I was groomed into this. This was not one day I woke up and say, I'm gonna do this. It's just like when the shooting go on. And the older guys sitting outside and the young guys go back and ride. Who you think told that young dude that? Who you think told him to do that? That we groomed, Pastor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Most definitely.
And for years, what we're seeing now is just years and generations of some of those layers being peeled off, little by little. So
Yeah, because we never wake up with it. I don't wake up one day and know how to cook drugs.
You know what I'm saying?
I didn't wake up one day and say, yeah, I'm finna get the bag.
right.
I didn't wake up one day and say the gun. I woke up because and learned it. And a lot of people mistake the feeling behind this. See, a lot of people can get the right feeling from the wrong thing. Do you know the feeling that a gun give you? Power. Control. Something that you probably never had in your life.
Right.
I got out of prison after 15 years on November the 6th. I went back November the 11th because I was somebody in prison. I was powerful in prison. I wasn't nothing out here. So a lot of people pick up guns and a lot of people shoot because it gives them something that we never had. Power, control. A gun can actually make you feel like somebody.
Well, one of the things that I've been honored to be part of the group violence intervention strategy is because that really has been a catalyst for us to really change the way we do policing in Kalamazoo. Again, we started implementing this back in 2013. And so as what we've learned is in the past, we used to think that that law enforcement was the answer to reduce violence in the community, that we could do it by ourselves. And we know that didn't work. And the type of policing that we did back in those days, what I call the shotgun approach, right? We weren't focused on the small number of people that were driving the majority of the violent crime. So we would, do a lot of traffic stops, and it was all about how many arrests you made, how many tickets you wrote. And we, thought, well, if I stop 10 cars, I'm going to get a gun out of one eventually or something. But we were causing a lot of collateral damage in the community. We were arresting and catching people and getting them caught up in that criminal justice web that didn't need to be there. So one of the things that really helped with GVI is we now have a very focused approach. We know who those individuals are that are driving the violence, and we directly communicate with them. And again, we try to get them to come to the table, work with our outreach team, work at Urban Alliance to get the things they need to get their life back on track. And then for those that don't, we have to protect the community from them, but we do that in a very strategic and planned way, and it's not that shotgun approach. So really, by doing that, I think we've really increased the legitimacy and procedural justice that we have in the city of Kalamazoo, and it's really really changed the way our officers from the bottom all the way to the top look at our jobs. And so I think that's it's been a great thing for the city, and I think it's really starting to pay off in the type of relationships we have with the community, the fact that we're having young men who are engaging with GVI, being seen with the police and meeting with us. That would have never happened before, and it's because really we were doing it wrong for many years, and we've learned how to do it right. The amount of gun violence that we have had is heartbreaking to me. I mean, just last year in 2021, we had 77 non-fatal shootings and 14 people killed by gunfire. To me, it's you look at all the damage that's caused the community, the trauma from the families, the victims, our officers that are responding to these scenes of people bleeding out in the streets. It's just awful, and we as a community are better than that. And I'm very proud to stand with these men and women that work with us in GVI, because they're making a difference. It's easy to talk about gun violence and what other people should be doing. They're doing the work, and I'm proud to stand with them to make this a better place. And I think if all of our community members could see the magic of what's going on in GVI, more and more people would be a part of that. The level of gun violence that we have in this community is really, really tragic, and it's really picked up in 2020, carried in through 2021. And it's heartbreaking. And it's trauma for the community. It's trauma for our officers that are out here trying to save these individuals. And we're better than that. And it just breaks my heart that this happens in our community so frequently. Just this weekend, we had 4 shots fired incidents and 2 people were hit by gunfire. This is unacceptable. There should be outrage about this. Why is this happening in our community? And what can we do to stop it? And it's that partnership. It's our community standing with law enforcement. We're trying to stop these shootings before they start. We can't keep going and cleaning up after they happen. We have to prevent them. We just got to work together, coordinate all that great stuff that's happening. And I think if we work together, we can make a difference in gun violence.
GVI has been, I think, misunderstood, and you guys have been defined in the community in so many different ways. Let's clear this up. What is the biggest misunderstanding about GVI that you would like to clear up?
The biggest misunderstanding is that we the police. We out here trying to set people up. We trying to lock people up, and not to be rude, no offense, but ignorance is bliss. Yeah. When I got signed on, it's because they told me GVI was gonna be a deterrent. What I witnessed my brothers do is deter people from incarceration. Not just me, not just Keno, not just Alejandro, not just Big B, Michael Wilder. I've heard him in rooms tell him, I'm not helping y'all put nobody in prison, but y'all can help me save my brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
That was deep. That was really deep to me, and I felt that. GVI is deterrent. There is a hammer. There is a hammer. At the end of the day, it's a group of people that came together with a goal, and that goal is to save lives and stop gun violence. That's the aim. You have us. We out there doing the outreach. We boots on the ground, and we want to deter people from going to prison. We want to save lives. I want to save my people. I don't want people to go through what I went through. That means something to me when I get to see a young guy and he like, bro, you want to save me. That means something to me when I get to go to somebody I grew up with that made a bad decision, ain't never been in trouble, and we like, we're going to do this, and we can help you get out of this, and we can help you do this, and we can put you on the right path. That means something to me that I get to save my brothers and sisters. It's sad, man. It's sad what's going on in the community. And sometimes a lot of people rebel against us because they don't understand, or they won't take the time out to understand.
So I'm just hoping by them watching this this episode that we've cleared up some stuff.
They used to always tell me, some people don't want to know. some people don't want to understand. I've heard JD talk to people. JD done asked me, people calling me the police. JD done said the one word that nobody can answer. How? How am I the police? I reached out to you and told you, let me help you get your ID. Let me help you get your license. I gave you a ride, we put you in the room. The police don't do that. How is we the police? We got a young man in the room right now. The police went to save him. The police don't do that. If JD don't take the police with him to get his tether, to get them set up, to get it put in the room, the police weren't finna just go do it themselves. Right. A lot of people don't want to do it because they don't want to accept that it's something better, that it's something different, and they don't want to accept the fact that it's really nice over here.
You know, the police, there's some police out there that have put a bad label, and it's been like that for years. You know what I'm saying? I can't believe that I even have a job where I work alongside the police and watching great things happen. I want it to be witnessed on camera. Like I want a guy like Chief Boyson, Sister Chief Boyson, and Brandon Copley, Chief Brandon Copley. The type of things, the energy that them guys bring to the room and the dedication that they're willing to do, them they hearts. Now when they go back to their job, they got laws and policies they got to be, police got to be police. So what they trying to do is to make all this work. They trying to let their bosses know like, hey, we've been trained wrong and groomed wrong just like these guys been groomed.
Who the police affect in a bad way? People that ain't doing right.
So when we come in collaboration, when JD come in collaboration to a young man's house to do a custom on him who just took a bullet to the back of the head and don't know what it means, that he could have been dead a centimeter over, who just took a bullet in the neck and it chipped his spine off and don't know what it means, to tell him, boy, you blessed to be able to get up and walk out this hospital. So when he show up to the house with an officer to serve this guy custom and offer him the way out, all they see is police. They don't see this man, they don't know nothing about this man, they learning him. You know what I'm saying? This is his introduction to him, his partnership with GBI being, you know, integrated into the community here. This is his introduction to him. Now, had the city itself, in any city, fund any programs or anything that we got, initiatives that we got, put us up on billboards like they do marijuanas or anything else that can make them money. I don't give a damn if it's the dentist, whatever, put us up there too. Let those people see, because somebody shouldn't find out where they need help after they've been victimized, or after they done blew the coop and they're ready to do they self. Instead, they go out here and do this young girl because she in the way of this guy over here they trying to get, or she was just having a great day and he came and ruined it. You know what I'm saying? They need options and outlets before that. But we don't have that control. And neither do you, and neither do some other guy with a good job. You know what I'm saying? It's beyond them. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think it's our young men we got to target the most?
Well, we got women out here who play. You know, I just had a homegirl got took. You know what I'm saying?
Family.
Already, I just had. You know, I got people that ain't got taken by these streets, whether it's the bars or whether it's the graveyard. So there's plenty of ways that we can operate as humanity to do something great, like we do for our animals, like we do for the damn green in my yard. We can do that for other people. We don't have to let it get to that point, but it's like that. And so when we come with a way out, they don't understand it, they don't get it, because this is not being broadcast. Yeah. This is not being upheld everywhere like this.
That's what we're trying to do.
Already. You know what I'm saying?
Broadcast it.
Almost definitely.
We're trying to make it known up in this mud.
And I appreciate that from you. I like the energy.
Because that's what sells in the world today is popularity. What gets out, listen. You could be ugly, you could be broke, but if you pop, do you know you could be the richest man in the world, you could be this and this and this, and this guy can have nothing. But if he's more popular than you, to the world, he's better than you.
Well, we're
not popular.
We gonna make this popular, right?
Already.
If it become cool to do it, we'll win.
Yeah.
We were talking about that earlier.
So let me ask you this, Alejandro. And I talked to B about this also, but I think I'm gonna have you answer this question. It's like, we've seen a lot of great work. All right. A lot of great work that's happening. What's one success story that stands out to you the most?
And that's a hard question, because it's 4 success stories sitting in this room just alone.
Yeah.
I think for me is the one that's personal to me, right? When I was 14 years old, I was running with some individuals that had problems with other individuals that I had no mind of. So by the time I was 15, 16, they were like, you know, if you can shoot and kill this guy for us, we'll take care of you. We got you. And so I made it my duty, I made it my mission to go and kill this guy. I shot at him 4 different times in the city of Kalamazoo. 4 different places, 4 different times. with 2 different guns. And I missed all 4 times. When I came home to find out that this individual was a part of GVI, that he had turned his life around and became a pastor, it blew me away. And he came to pick me up at my mother's house, because I paroled at my mother's house. And he came to pick me up to apologize, to ask for forgiveness, and to tell me about what the work that was being done. And his name is Esto. So for me to be in the same room with this man, for me to be able to do work with him, and then I went homeless for about 18 months, and he opened up the doors to his house, gave me a room, queen-size bed, my own bathroom, would take me shopping, would feed me, and he displayed the life of a marriage, him and his wife and his kids, and now we're on the same GVI team together, doing the same work together, and I think for me that's the biggest success story that I can say. But like I said, there's so many, but the one that I would highlight in this moment is that one, because of the fact that 2 individuals that once were trying to kill each other are now on the same team, doing the same work, to try to get others to do the same thing.
That's powerful. And we do have so many success stories, because I think you and Mike Wilder's story is kind of, the same, and then, JD, and then Keno. So it's just a lot of success stories down here. So I want to wrap this conversation up with this. We've talked about this in each episode, and it's a must that the community gets involved, not just GVI, not just law enforcement, not just churches, but the community. Just real briefly. All right, Keno, let's start with you, bro, and let's just go around the table. How can the community get involved to help us?
Well, exposure, attraction. We have to attract people. If you don't attract nobody to it, nobody will never know. And the way the world works today is, through social media, through whatever, some type of social media. And I'm not saying that's the way to go, but whatever we do and whatever we trying to do, we have to make it attractive. We have to put it out there and let it be known, because people knowing about it's a lot of people that know about a lot of stuff, they ain't gonna do nothing. In our world today, it has to be attractive. So being attractive, even this episode, we need people to get this. Yes, we need to push it. I need to tell my friends to watch it. Yeah. And so one person, my word of mouth, one person can lead this video to 1 million views. Well, so I can tell one person that know 10 people that tell every 10 people, and them 10 people know 10. Yeah. So all we gotta do is, we gotta open our mouth. We do a lot of great things that don't get recognized here.
Right.
We do a lot of stuff and people recognize the police and everything. I'm gonna tell you something, GVI, police ain't got nothing on us. Because if you seen what we really did behind closed doors, we ain't out there with a gun in a vest. We ain't radioing for bag up and jumping in the squad car. Me, Big B, we out in New Horizon at 4 a.m. To talk to their kids. And JD telling us, look, it's 7 kids in the corner with masks on, dug down. We putting that work in.
And understand this, you know what I'm saying? That's that man life on the line. And understand this, it's battles inside of GVI and police trying to get this thing going. It's the people that we bring here from the streets, you know what I'm saying? We got guys with guns on their hip. You think they want to come to this building and talk to us knowing that they see a police vehicle up here? One police pull up with 60 people outside, everybody looking at the police because we doing something that don't pertain to them. Just like the officers I was telling you with Great Hearts, Chief, Assistant Chief, and the guys they got on their bandwagon, Marshall and Workema and Green, Hawton, you know what I'm saying? Like, you think they department don't get them here? Like, well, them guys they gonna snake y'all. Just watch and see. It ain't gonna go the way y'all think. You know what I'm saying? Based on our background, based on our friends, based on our affiliations. They don't believe that we good and that we gonna be good for them because we good to our people. We for our people first. That's where the collaboration came in at. Let the police handle the police and the politics. Yeah. We gonna handle our people. Now we ain't gonna save everybody. In that case, it'd have been done. But we is gonna get out there one at a time and try to help some of these kids across these stages and try to help some of these guys that's been on the recidivism back and forth to the penitentiary, end it out.
I love the moving from basically like what police do and then the politics and then just really dealing with people.
Yeah.
You know, because you can
Exposed.
have the policies, the procedures, but the people,
Yeah.
you know, should be the main focus.
Most definitely.
So how do you think that the community can get involved to help us, bro?
Yeah, this like gonna be a tough response. Well, I really believe that we have to stop hating each other.
Most definitely.
Like, it's sad to say, but it seems like, you know, we hate our own people. We don't want to see our own people do better. And, you know, it's a war on the black and brown communities in Kalamazoo. We killing each other. You know, me and Keno was just talking about it. We'd be driving around, see a black person. What you looking at? Boo. Like, you hate me. You know, the only way we can drive out hate is with love. So the way people can get involved is really loving their neighbor, really reaching out. When they know something going on, really trying to mediate, really getting the outreach workers involved. You know, call, be a part of what we're doing. It takes a village to raise a child.
And everybody got our numbers. Everybody, and it's sad to say, so remember I said, it ain't like people don't know who it is, because let something happen. Me and JD get called the first, hey man, can y'all go talk to GBI? You knew my number before you went over there to the fight. Me and Big B still work with Chief. Ask him, tell him I got a case pending. You knew that before the fight, though. You didn't want to reach out. And sadly to say this, expectation, the bars. When people in this world start setting their bars high and set their expectation higher, it's gonna only people that's gonna be mad at them is the people that benefit from them when they ain't got none. You know what I mean? The only people that's gonna be mad at you for changing and setting your bar high is because they no longer can benefit from you. So now you the police. You thought I was the police when you asked me to talk to Chief and get you out that situation, and you thought I was the police when you needed a ride, but now that I set my bar high, and now that my standard is higher, you can't benefit off me no more because now I up my bar. That's why you mad.
So
Man,
how can
I think,
the community get involved, bro?
I think, you know, one of the ways I think the community can get involved is, you know, figuring out what lane is for them, you know, because we got so many people trying to do the same thing, right? But if we can figure out what lane this individual can be utilized in to help do the same work and reach the same goal, then give them an opportunity to do that. Because, you know, I share this all the time, and I'm gonna share it again real quick. When you stub your toe at the end of the table or on the chair, your toe is not the only thing that hurts. Your body reacts to that. Your hand will grab it, you'll sit down, maybe you say a couple words you don't mean, you'll be irritated, right? Because you stubbed your toe. So same thing, when somebody in the community is hurting, what should happen is the rest of the community should react the same way the body reacts when you stub your toe. So if we got a young man that's in a situation, what should happen is the community should react to it just like the body does. And we should come together in whatever ways that is. If you're a financial partner, be a financial partner. If you're a prayer, pray. You know, if you're boots on the ground, come on out here and get with us, you know, and just kind of figuring out where they fit. So that we can funnel them through that, and we can all reach the same goal together. You know, at the end of the day, you can just call it unity. You know, unity, coming together to do the same thing. You know, one goal. But it's gonna take all of us.
Big B.
Yo.
So we'll wrap it up with you.
Well, let me tell you something about what we kind of need, man, with this fight that we got going on, man. We need education, man. You know what I'm saying? It's good to inform people on something. It's good to say, oh, James, you're doing this wrong. You know what I'm saying? I need to show you how, though. And I'm not equipped to do that. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you might just need to feel good about where you're going. You might just need a haircut and some shoes on your feet. You know, or your mom might be struggling, but how many people you know out here willing to do this? We all trained to go. We all are trained to go make it happen. And we learn one thing on how to make it happen, man, and that's how to get put in use what they allow us to have. The drug game. And that's how to put in use what they allow us to have. The guns. Through COVID, so many guns got dropped off here. 380 shells, you know what I'm saying? Just all out here, man. AR pistols everywhere, Dracos everywhere. Now, we always had access to these weapons, but it's plentiful. It's so plentiful that by the time you get it dirty, you already got a new one. You know what I'm saying? So we need to be equipped better, man. We need better education statuses out here. You know, and I say that, I mean all hands on deck. If there's a tutor that's available out here, get at us. Because we got kids that don't do well in school around everybody. And they want to do their work, but they don't know what they're doing sometimes. And we don't got the answer to everything. We're not here to preach to them, be the pastor. We're not here to, you know, be the drug counselor. We're not drug counselors. You know what I'm saying? We're not here to be the therapist. I'm not a therapist. I got good conversation, but I'm not a therapist. I'm not here to counsel you. I'm not a counselor. You know what I'm saying? So we need those resources, man. We need the city on deck. You know what I'm saying? We need those access points. You know what I'm saying? And that'd be great for the people, man. So.
Yeah, so man, thank you guys so much. So man, you heard some of, you know, these individual stories and their involvement and what they're doing in the city. And I don't know about you guys, but I love being around winners, you know, and I just really believe that these brothers are winners. So come partner with us, man. We can do this, Kalamazoo. We can do this together. So bros, thank you guys so much for sharing a little bit. You know, love y'all dearly.
Most definitely, man. Appreciate you, man. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.